Hey guys, in this video I'm going to be talking about a topic that is near and dear to my heart, which is that of coffee. I'm guessing if you're watching this, you're probably very much into coffee. For me, I've been drinking coffee all my life, ever since I was in high school. I'm particularly fond of pour-over coffees. I'll have 4 or 5 cups a day. My typical routine would usually be to fast until lunch or dinner, and in that period, I would usually just have coffee. It helped me keep the hunger at bay, and also gave me a lot of energy, and it made me feel like I was more productive and maybe more creative as well. But what happened was that after I got COVID, and then sometime afterwards, I noticed that when I kept on doing the same routine, I would start to get some stomach issues. So I would get a bit of a sore stomach after drinking coffee on an empty stomach. And I know that coffee, if you drink, especially if you drink too much of it, it can damage the stomach lining when you're having coffee on an empty stomach, because it's very acidic. And recognizing this, I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna see what happens if I just drink tea. And so I've been having tea on an empty stomach. I've been doing it for the last 3 months or so, and it's been an absolute game changer. There was a period of withdrawal. I very much missed the taste of coffee. It was the very first thing that I look forward to in the morning. And I still go to the same cafes, by the way, but I just, instead of having coffee, I'm just having different kinds of tea now. But yeah, first week there was a period of withdrawal, but then after that, what I noticed is that my quality of sleep started to improve dramatically. It was much easier for me to fall asleep in the evenings, and it wasn't. And my energy came back, but in a different way. It felt a lot more. It felt like it wasn't as artificial. And in terms of this idea of coffee and creativity, I honestly don't know. I mean, I think it may have just been in my head, because I still feel just as creative as I did before. And the other thing as well is, 3 months later, I don't feel like I crave coffee anymore. The first 3 months, especially that first month when I was going to the cafe, I would smell the coffee beans, and it was always very intoxicating and something which I've always enjoyed. But now I don't have the same urge anymore. Having said that, though, I think that I'm not going to put a hard and fast rule on never drinking, coffee again. I don't believe in maintaining like that level of strictness on anything. So if you're thinking about quitting coffee, I think a good way to go about it is to plan to have at least 1 month ideally off. You can also transition slowly. So you can also, let's say if you're drinking 3 cups a day, you transition that to 1 cup, and eventually to eliminate it completely. For me, it sounded like an almost impossible thing. And then once it actually happened, it really felt like a big shift in the way that I think about coffee generally. I still love the smell of coffee, and as I mentioned before, I'm not planning to completely quit forever. I'm planning just to have it here and there in moderation, versus my old habit, which was to have many cups a day. And generally anything that I feel like I'm addicted to, whether it's like notifications on my phone, coffee, gaming, stuff like that, I try to limit that activity, and eventually just to eliminate it altogether for a period of time, and then bring it back in slowly again, just to see how I'm reacting, and also just to be mindful of the fact that like these are things that I'm choosing to do, and not something that I've unconsciously kind of gone into a very deep rabbit hole on, and not done so sort of consciously. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.